Okay. So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have discussed about how we can create our Azure account, marketplace, subscription, and then we have learned about how we can create a Windows virtual machine. In today's session, we are going to learn about how we can create a Linux virtual machine. But before starting off this particular topic, any question anyone have? Whatever we have discussed till now, you can please raise your hand. Yes, Mohammed, you can unmute.
Actually, I have created my Azure account. It is showing it is still under review. So how much time it takes to become operational?
So what you are getting it, can you please read that for me? Because this is first time I'm listening it, that they are reviewing any account.
Yeah, with the new mail ID, I have created Azure account. First I created a Microsoft account, then Azure account. So, and after payment of ₹2, a message shown that you will get notified via mail once your account become active. So, I wanted to know how much time it will take.
I'm not sure about, because this is first time I'm listening that they're reviewing any account. Because till that time I didn't listen about any of the student has give me this instruction. So you can do one thing, Mohammed, take a screenshot and email me. I will check if I get any update. I'll reply to that email. Okay. Take a screenshot and email.
Thank you.
Do you have my email ID?
Gmail or official?
Anyone, whichever you want, you comfortable, you can reply to anyone, mail to anyone. I'm available at both the emails. Okay.
Sure. Thanks.
Anyone have any more questions? Look like no one has any more questions. So we'll start with our today's topic, where we are going to learn about how we can create a Linux machine. In previous session, when we are creating a Windows machine, we have only one option of connecting the machine, that we can connect to the particular machine with the help of password. That's the only one option we have. But whenever we are creating a Linux machine, we got two options. One is the password option, other one is as SSH. So we learn about both the ways. First, we'll go with the password option, and after the password, we are going to learn about SSH key option. Process is same. There is no change in the process to create a machine. The only thing is, in previous session, to create our Windows machine, the image which we have here is a Windows one. Here we are going to select the Linux one. Other than that, all options are same. The one which we are creating for Windows, same way we can create for the Linux based option. So to create a Linux machine, what is the prerequisite? The prerequisite is resource. Without resource group, we can't create our virtual machine. And in previous session, we have seen it. At the end of this session, we have deleted that resource. So if you delete the resource group, whatever the resources we have created, all resources are going to delete by the system. So what we need to do? We need to create our resource group. Okay. So click on create. Give the name of our resource group. I'm giving the name as group 2. Region. Click on review plus create. Validation passed. Click on. So our resource group is ready, and here I got the notification. Now I tell you one more thing. In previous session, I have told you whenever you're going to create your account, you will get a credit of 15,800 rupees or $200. You don't need to go somewhere and check that particular balance, how much balance is pending. Whenever you create any of the resource, automatically Azure is giving you the notification that this much of balance is pending. So you don't need to go to subscription or anywhere. Automatically, you are getting that notification. So with the help of that, you got information how much credit is pending. Now I'll go to virtual machine. I don't have any virtual machine. So I'm going to click on create. Group name. Scroll down. We need to give the VM name. I will give the VM2. Region equals. Here also to create a virtual machine, we need those four things. Operating system, we call it as image, RAM, CPU, hard disk. So which one we are going to use? We are going to use Ubuntu. Ubuntu, which version I'm going to use? By default, it is taking 20.04. So I'll go with the 20.04. But in this one, even we have 22 also, we have 18 version also of Ubuntu. Or if I just search here, we have other version of Linux also. We have Oracle, Linux, Debian, Red Hat, Sushi. So we have multiple Linux-based operating system. Whenever you're doing practice, you want to try with any other one, you can try with other also. I'll go with the default one as Ubuntu 20.0. Scroll. Now here I'm selecting a size as B1S. In previous session, we have discussed it. If you're going with the size as B1S, B1S is coming under our free tier. And under that, how much RAM and CPU are getting? 1 GB of RAM and 1 CPU we are getting. Now, scroll down. Now here I'm getting those authentication type. So what I've told you, one is password option, other one is SSH. Right now I'll go with the password option. After that, we'll go with SSH public. So go to password. Username we need to give. I'm giving the username as Azure. Password. Password I have entered. We have discussed in previous session about password also. The password must be minimum 12 and maximum 123 characters long. And whenever we are giving the password, we need to follow some rules. And out of these four things, we need to follow at least three. One lower, one upper, one number, or one special. So same way, we need to follow for Linux also. In previous session, we have discussed it to connect any Windows machine. It is mandatory to enable a port number called RDP. And what is the port number for RDP? Anyone can tell me in the Linux, in the chat box, you can confirm to connect Linux machine, which port number needs to be enabled, the name of the port number and the number of the port. Please send me both. If you are aware of that. If you are not aware, I'll give you the answer. Don't worry. Please send me the number and name of the port if you are aware of that. I got the correct answer. SSH is the port name and 22 is the port. Enable SSH. I don't need to enable manually. That particular port number is by default enabled by the system. SSH port number is. So to connect our any of the Linux machine, it is mandatory to enable that particular Port. Now, next. Click on next. This. In previous session, when we are trying to create for Windows 1, we are not able to select the size. And by default, they are giving us 127. So let's check now how much size they are giving us. By default, 30 GB they are giving us. So for Linux, they are giving me the option to select the size. By default, they are giving 30 GB, but how much is coming under our free quota? 64 GB maximum. For Windows, the maximum free quota is 127 GB. For Linux, the maximum free quota is 64 GB. So we are getting 30 GB. So 30 GB is coming under our free tier. We'll go with the 30. And then we don't need to work on any of the tab right now. So I'm just going to click on next, next, next. Or you can do one thing also. Directly click on review plus create. So you don't need to click on next, next, next. But sometimes what happen is when you directly click on review plus create, whenever system is doing validation, that validation gets failed. Sometimes this happen, not every time. See here, have this happen for me. When we directly click on review plus create, it happens. So again, you can go back to one of the previous tab or any of the tab. Then again, you can click on review. Now validation passed. This happens sometimes. So I'm going to click on create. So we are able to create our Linux virtual machine. Now we need to connect to this machine. Like in previous session, to connect our Windows machine, we have used remote desktop connection. This one. Same way to connect any Linux machine, we need a terminal. So we can download that particular terminal, and the terminal which we are going to download, that particular terminal is free of cost. There are a lot of terminals we have in the market, but the which one I'm going to download, the name of the terminal is called as Putty. So just search, download Putty. When I search download Putty, the number 2 website which we are getting, with the help of that, we can download the scroll down. Here I'm getting putty.exe. As per your system requirement, just click on putty.exe and system is going to download that particular file. This is batch 213. So I'm selecting. Click on. I'm able to download the. Now I need to connect to this particular machine. To connect to this particular machine, I need to copy the public. Here is the public IP of our. So copy the public IP. Double click on put. Normally in our Windows machine, whenever we are downloading any software, we need to install it. But we don't need to install it. Directly we can use put. So double click on putty. And in the above, it is asking for host name or IP address. So I'm going to enter the IP address. Click on open. Click on save. Asking for username. asking for password. Yeah, you can see here, I'm able to. Which operating system we have used? Ubuntu. What is the disk size? And if I come again, go to overview, here I'm able to see the size. Standard B1S. We are able to see. So this is how we can create a Linux machine with the help of password option. Now, any question anyone have regarding this, you can please raise your hand. Yes, Papa.
Connecting to the Linux VM uh, and creation of a Linux VM, the process is same for all versions of Linux like Red Hat,
Same
SUSE, and
process. There is
hmm?
no change in the process. Same
any
process.
any Red Hat or any version. Okay.
Process is same. There is no change in the process.
Suppose we want to transfer files to and fro to the Linux VM, then FileZilla or some kind of tool
You want to
helpful, right?
transfer from local files in local
Local,
system.
yes,
How to
yes.
do it, we'll learn in upcoming session. When we'll come to PPT number 8. We have a topic.
Okay, good.
Sorry, not PPT number 8. Sorry, PPT number 9. Transfer
Sure.
local files. Okay. And even we have an option of reset password also. Like we forget the password, or it might be some we have shared by mistake to someone. How we can reset the password, that option also. Okay. We'll learn those things in upcoming session.
Okay.
Anyone have any more questions? Can we create multiple virtual machines in one single resource group? What do you think? You can please send your answer in the chat box. Can we create multiple virtual machines? Yes, correct. I got the correct answer. Yes, we can create multiple virtual machines in one single resource. If you might be remember in previous session, we have discussed it that we can create multiple resources of different services with different type. And right now, I have the 6 resources. Now, let me create one more virtual machine. And this time, I'm going with the SSH option. And one more important point is, not in every PPT, in few of the PPTs, there are few useful links I have mentioned. Like here, I have mentioned one link about how to disassociate and associate the public IP of our VM. Now, let's say example, I'm just giving the explanation here. I have created this virtual machine. And when I'm creating this particular virtual machine, I have assigned the public IP. But I got the requirement from the client. I don't want to use this machine as a public machine. So what I need is, I need to remove this public. In which cases we don't need a public machine. You will understand when we learn about our virtual network service. That time you will discuss about those things. So, but if you got that requirement, how you can remove that public IP, that particular information you will get by using this. So there are some few self-learning links I have mentioned in my documentation. So whenever I'm uploading these PPTs, in that one, there are some self-learning links are there. So make sure that particular links you're always checking. It's not possible for me to every time show you that particular links. Or you can check. And the particular links always you will get at the last page of that particular. So you can please refer those particular links for your self-learning whenever you receive this particular. Yes, Bright.
So to disassociate the public IP, we should go to that link to learn it ourselves.
To
Is that
learn
what you
it,
mean?
how to do it, you need to learn first. How you can learn it, that particular link I will. It's a self-learning.
Okay.
Okay, just for self-learning I have given. If you have any
Okay.
doubt related to that one, you can ask me in the upcoming sessions, or you can email
Okay.
me also. Okay, so there are few links which I have given just for self-learning. It's a very small topics which I didn't add in that particular training, and even those particular topics are not in my course content also. So, but
Okay.
the self-learning links I have given. Whatever is mentioned in my course content, I'm covering each and everything. Okay, but few other links which is mentioned in my PPTs, which is used for your self-learning.
Okay.
Okay, I'm not about
Yeah.
other trainers, because some of the trainers I have heard it, they are mentioning in their course content, but they are not covering it, those things. But whatever is my course content, each and everything is going to cover.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about the VM option, how we can create a VM by using SSH. Now, what is this SSH key? SSH key is the combination of two keys. One is called public key, other one is called private key. So SSH key is the combination of two keys, public and private key. Private key is going to download in our local machine, and public key is getting stored in our Azure. So public key is getting stored in Azure and private key is getting stored in our local machine. It means I'm going to download that particular. And what will be the extension of that particular file? PEM. The local file which I'm going to download, that particular file extension is PEM. That particular file we are going to. So it means whenever we want to connect our machine, from our side, we are going to use this private key, and from Azure side, they are going to use public. When both the keys are going to match together, then we are able to connect to that particular machine. So I can say like I want to open one wallet, a locker. For that particular locker, there are two keys. One key is with Azure, one key is with us. So to connect to that particular, to open that particular locker, we need just use that particular two keys. Without these two keys, I can't connect to my machine. So it's a combination of two keys. So I'll go to create VM. I'll give the name as VM 21213 hyphen source group. Image I'm going to use the same one Ubuntu. Size I'm going to use the same one as B1S. Now this time I'm going to use SSH public. And by default, our username is Azure user. So I go with the same default username, Azure user. Now here, I don't need to enter the password. I need to give the key name. And what is it? SSH public key source, generate new key. We have some more options. Use existing key stored in Azure. Use existing public. But I don't have any existing key. So I need to generate a new key. And by default, this is the name given by the Azure to our key. VM hyphen 213 underscore, sorry, hyphen key underscore key. So the name which I've given to my virtual machine with the same name underscore key they have. If you want to give the same name, you can go with the same name. Or if you want to give something else to this particular key, we can do that. I'll go with the same name. Scroll down. Port number, same port number we need to enable SSH. Then go to disk. By default, they are giving 30 GB of the size. So I'll go with the 30 GB of the size. Now I'm directly click on review plus create. See here, this time I'm not getting any error message. Directly I got as validation pass. This is what I have told you. Sometimes this happens, and not every time. Now I'm requesting you to please see my screen very carefully. Because now when I'm going to click on create, there is one pop-up is coming. And on that pop-up, there is one line is mentioned. You need to read that particular. And I'm requesting you to please all read that particular line. Now I'm going to click on create. See, read this one. An SSH key pair contains both a public and a private key. This is what I have informed you. Azure does not store the private key. After the SSH key resource is created, you won't be able to download the private key again. So the two keys which they are going to generate, public and private one. Public key is getting stored in Azure. Private key is getting downloaded in our local machine. So we have only one chance to download that private. And here is the chance. It is mentioned as download private key and create resource or return to create a virtual. So to create this virtual machine, it is mandatory to click on download private key and create resource. There is no other option. I can download the same private key again and again. There is no option. Let me copy that particular thing also. And I'm pasting in the chat box. If you want to read, you can read again from the chat box also. Download private key and create resource. So here I'm going to save this one. Done. I have downloaded that particular key. And now system will start creating our virtual machine. Yeah. So we are able to create our virtual machine. Now, any question anyone have till now, whatever we have done, you can please let me know. If anyone have any question. Yes, Bright.
Honestly, I don't understand what I'm trying to understand what the key is all about, but I didn't follow up, so I wasn't getting it. I don't know, but I wouldn't want to take the class backward, but maybe subsequently or maybe some other time we could do that. I should just inform you, so take
Key
a
is
note
like a
about that.
now. Key is like a password to us. For password, what we are doing it, we are just giving
Okay.
it like I can give the password ABC at the 123. This is a password. Okay. But we have two options. One is password option, other one is key option. Key is that particular file, the PEM file which we have downloaded. So to connect to that particular machine, I need to use this particular PEM file. Okay.
Yes.
The why actually we are yes, yes, continue question.
So where do we save the key?
It is getting stored in my local machine.
Okay.
That's why we have downloaded the key now, batch 123. Here is it. See, at what time we have downloaded? On 12th of September at 8:28 p.m. Right now, time is 8:30 p.m. So just 2 minutes before we have downloaded, and this was the name I have given to my key.
Okay.
VM-123- key_key.
Okay. So each time we want to log into this VM, we have to use this key.
We need to use this particular key. Correct.
Okay.
Okay. Without this key, we can't connect to this machine.
I got you.
Okay. So anyone have any more questions? Now, I'm going to open this PEM file in front of you, and you see here. Now you can think about which one is easy to hack or which one is not easy to hack. Is anyone can remember these things? The person who have very good sharp knowledge, those can remember. It's not possible to remember these things. So password are easy to have. These things are not easy to have. So in real time, clients are much preferring PEM file option rather than password option. So we have downloaded that particular PEM file and we are able to create our virtual machine. Now, yes, Arif, you can unmute.
So suppose we misplace this key. So any way to recover it, or we can create a new one and add it on current virtual machine is possible, or
Yes, it is possible, and we will learn that particular option when we'll reach to the PPT number. A very
okay,
good
sir.
question you have asked, actually. It's a very important option. We have an option of reset password also and SSH keywords.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so we learn about reset password also. If you forget the password, you want to change the password, we have that option. Or if you lost that particular PEM file, there is no option I can download the same PEM file because in that particular pop-up, it is clearly mentioned RF.
Oh yes, sir.
It is clearly mentioned that we can't download that particular private key again. But yes, we have an option. We can link another public key to that one. So how to do it, we'll learn in upcoming session. Okay, then we'll come to
Okay.
this PPT number 10. This happens sometimes in real time, but what we'll do it
Yes.
in real time is we'll put our key at multiple places so this thing not happen. But still, if they happen, we have a solution.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Oh. So we have downloaded that particular key and create our business. Now to connect our Linux machine, we need to download Putty. Putty we have already downloaded. So we don't need to again download the Putty. But if I'm using this PEM file option, I need to download one more software. What is the name of that software? That software is called as Puttigen. So we need to download Puttigen from the same website from where we have downloaded the Putty. That particular website, I have given the link in my PPT also. Or you can search again download Putty. Go to this particular website. From the same website, we have downloaded the Putty from here. If you scroll down more, here I'm getting Puttigen. What is the use of this Puttigen? We'll discuss it. So as per your system requirement, you can download the save. Done. So we have downloaded the Putty and Puttigen. Now, what is the use of Puttigen? The use of Puttigen is to convert PEM file into PPK file. Generate PPK file using Puttigen. It means the PEM file which we have downloaded, this PEM file I need to convert into a PPK file. And I can convert this PEM into PPK file with the help of Puttigen. Why I need to convert? The reason is because Putty does not support PEM file. Putty does not support PEM file. So we need to convert this PEM file into PPK. And I'm requesting you to please see this very carefully because if you are going to do any mistake in this, you are not able to connect to this machine. So double click on Puttigen. Now, Puttigen also we don't need to install. Like Putty we are not installing, same way Puttigen also we are not installing. So here we have two buttons, generate and load. You need to click on load. You click on load. We go to the batch 213. And you can see here, I'm not able to see any file. But if you see here on the left hand side, here I have 4 files in my local machine. But I'm not able to see any single file here. Right? Here is that. Because system is looking for a file with the extension .pp. But in my folder, I don't have any file with extension .pp. So what I need to do is, I need to change the extension from ppk to all files. Now I'm in. So select our PEM file, click on open, click on OK, click on save private key, click on this. Done. Now I'm giving the name. I'm giving same name as my PEM file. My PEM file and PPK file name is same. The only thing is extension is getting changed. If you want to give same name, you can also give the same name. Or if you want to give some with else name also, you can give that. It is not mandatory to give the same name. But I'm giving same name. And click on save. Once I click on save, here I'm able to see the PPK. If you are following the same process which I have shown you, I'm 110% sure you will not get error message. But if you are going to click on somewhere else, I'm 110% sure you will get an error message when you're trying to connect to this particular Linux machine. If you want me to show these steps again, please confirm in the chat box. I can show that. I'll show you again. So I'm going to delete this PPK file. I'm going to regenerate this. So double click on PuttyGen. Click on load. We are in our batch 213. It is looking for a file with extension .ppk. Change this extension to all files. And now select your file. Click on open. OK. Click on save. Click on this. Now give the name. I am giving same name as my PEM file name, but extension will be .ppk. So click on done. So you need to click only on two buttons. One is on load, other one is on save private key. Don't click anywhere. Done. So here I'm able to generate the PPK. Now note down the public. Here is the public. Open putty. Enter the public IP. Select the correct one. Yes. Now, after entering of the public IP, I need to attach the PPK. Attach the PPK file. So how we can attach the PPK file? Click on plus button for SSH. Then click on plus button for auth. Then click on credentials. So once I click on credential, here the first option we are getting it to select our PPK. So that's 182, change to 213. Open, open, accept, enter our user. we are able to connect to our machine with the help of that particular PPK. So this is how we can create our machine and we can connect to our machine with the help of now. Anyone have any question, you can please help. Yes, Bob.
Yeah. So the moment we uploaded PPK file
Yes.
in the putty along with
Yes.
public IP, then it redirect to the terminal screen. So only thing we need to enter the username and enter
Only
and nothing
username.
else.
Press enter.
Oh,
No
that's
need to
it.
yes. Automatically system will connect because that PPK file work as a password for us.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So we are able to connect. Any more questions? Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Mohammed. Do you have any more question?
Yeah. So actually, the public IP we are using here for practice, and in real life, we need to do we need to use the private IP for VPN, because in office there will be VPN.
If you are definitely, if it's VPN is there, then you need to use the private IP, not the public.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Amit. Yes, Amit. You can ask your question.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Amit.
Sir, I'm asking, so this is one-time activity, or every time we need to upload the private key in the putty?
Whenever you want to connect, you need to do it every time. Or the other option is in Putty, we have an option of settings. You can set that particular settings. You can save that particular session. In that particular case, automatically that particular PPK is going to save in your Putty. It means that you can even save your IP address also. The only
Including
thing
private
is,
key.
sorry,
Including private key.
PPK. Yes, you can do that also. You can save that. The only thing is you need to enter the username. You need to save those settings under your
Understood.
Putty. Like you can enter it, the details, give the session name and click on save. Once you double click on that particular session automatically get open.
Okay, understood. So the SSH key is using for the encryption actually.
It is not used for
On the-
encryption. It's encrypted key actually. It's not used for encryption. Encryption is only used to secure the data. Okay, so this is not encryption. You can't say it's an encryption key actually.
I think so when we are connecting from client to server, so that on the Kanjik, data in Kanjik, so that basically it is encrypted, right?
Key is already encrypted, but you can't say that this is used for encryption. Key is already encrypted, but you can't say this is encryption. Encryption word is majorly used for the data. Whatever the data, whichever we are storing, for the data, it is encryption word is getting used. Okay. Any more questions, Amit, you have? Yes, Arif.
Sir, there is any means why Azure directly not giving a PPK format file download
No,
option, and
no.
any reason of that particular
The
reason?
reason is because in some cases we need temp file also, because Putty is the one terminal which supports PPK file. But in
Correct.
market, we have other terminals also. We have a terminal called Git also, Git bash, sorry. That supports PEM file. So there are hundreds of terminals we have in the market that only support PEM file. Putty is a terminal which supports only PPK file. But why I'm showing you PPK? Because Putty is the one which is very commonly used in the market. Means like if I give a ranking, Putty is number one.
Yes.
Then second is Git bash. And the third or something else are coming. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So Azure is not giving the option, so directly we can download the PPK. Okay, and one more thing. whenever we want to connect from one VM to another VM, and in both the VMs, we are using the SSH key option. So at that time, you can't use PPK file RF. So whenever you want to connect from one VM to another VM, you need to use PEM files.
PAM file, correct.
Okay, so this is also one reason Azure is not giving that option.
Yeah, because of most of people using a putty, that's why I asked that question.
But we have other reasons also, like because we can't say
Okay.
that every client is using putty. I
Correct.
can say that it's number one, but there are other terminals also. So that's why
Okay.
putty is giving their own tool, putty gen, with the help of that we can convert PEM into PPK. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
My question was, so we can get the connection from telnet as well, right? So I think SSH, why we are using SSH, because SSH is already encrypted connection.
I didn't understand your question.
So right now, so what we are doing, so we are getting the remote connection of the Linux machine, right?
Yes.
From Azure to our client system. So if there is a connection, there is a protocol like telnet. So using the telnet, we can get the connection as well. So
What is your
I
question
think
here?
I think this, we are right now we are using the SSH, but SSH is the already encrypted connection.
That's
So
what I said, that SSH key is already encrypted.
right, exactly.
That's what I've already said that to you. The key is
Yes.
already encrypted.
Yes.
So what is your question, Amit, here?
So question was, so why we basically, so question was the connection is encrypted or not? So why we are using SSH? So apart from
The
SSH,
key is already encrypted. That's what I said to you earlier. Amit, the key which I'm using, that is the key is already encrypted key.
understood. So my question was why we are using SSH connection. So apart from SSH, there is a protocol we can.
So you can tell me please how to connect to this particular machine. Because to connect any Linux machine from a local machine, it is mandatory to enable SSH port number.
Understood. So I think we can get the connection. Next machine, we can get
From
the
where
connection
we can
from
get the
telnet
connection?
as-
We have a connect option. Okay, have a connect option. So you can please tell me how can I connect to this machine? We have an option SSH. We have an option of local machine options we have.
Yes, this exactly. So you are right. So I'm saying, so Azure, that's why Azure is using SSH connection because it is already encrypted. So
That's
telnet
what
is not.
also I'm saying the same thing to you.
Understood.
You are asking repeating the same thing to me, Amit.
Understood.
You have
sir.
any more
Understood.
question? Please continue with that.
Understood.
Do you have any more question other than this? Yes, Bright.
Okay, I discovered that the network subname, are you the one that configure it like that?
I'm not right now creating any virtual network or subnets. By default, system is creating it. In our upcoming session, we'll create it also virtual network and subnets when we'll come to that particular topic.
Okay.
It's not like earlier in previous session, I said that it's not possible to teach each and every single thing in one single session. It's not possible for you two guys to understand each and everything in one single session. So regarding virtual network and subnet, we will discuss when we come to PPT number 56.
No, what I'm saying, I discovered that the name or automatically when creating
Yes, it is
them.
automatically created.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, because by default, Azure is not providing any virtual network to us by default. The one which I'm giving it, that system is automatically picking it. See, VM123-VM. This is the name I've given to my first machine.
Yes.
So under that particular virtual network, we have a subnet also. So it's a default name of the subnet. How many IP addresses are available? 249. So how 249 IP addresses are getting available? What is the meaning of this 24? We'll discuss in our upcoming session when we'll come to that particular. Okay. It's actually a very important topic, and they can ask multiple questions from this particular topic.
Okay.
Because without virtual network, it's not possible to create virtual machine. Because whenever we are creating virtual machine, we are getting one private IP also. How we got that private IP? Because of the subnet we have. Okay, so when we'll come to this topic, we'll complete discussion about private IP, we'll complete discussion about virtual network and stuff.
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have learned about how we can create our Linux machine by using SSH and password. The next thing we need to start is about the Linux commands. We are not going to learn about all the Linux commands whichever we have, but yes, few of the basic Linux commands we are going to learn. Because to work on cloud platform, you need to have some basic Linux command knowledge. So like earlier, if you might be remember in previous session, I said that we are not going to learn it, but at the end of this particular topic, I'm going to share one link also with you guys, where you will get all the Linux commands. So means in this particular link, you will get all the Linux command, whichever we have from A to Z. You will get those commands from us. With the help of that, you can learn all the Linux commands. But few of the Linux commands we are going to learn in this particular training. But before starting of this topic, any question anyone have, please let me know. Yes, Vikram have.
Hi Ankit, actually I have created the Azure account, but autopay is activated.
So you can disable it.
We need to disable it.
Yes, you need to disable it.
But I did not get any option from the activated auto. But when I am auto payment will be updated. Shall I disable? We get the
Disable
any
it.
option, but I
In
won't
you
be
can
able
you
to
can
see
you can
any
check
option from
you can check in wherever your card details you have given it. In that one, you can remove the card details. When you are from which particular country, Vikram?
India only.
Yeah, you can remove it because as per RBA rules, they can't add it till the time you're not giving the confirmation to them. So definitely there will be some details. I don't remember the details. I remember right now. You can
Mhm.
check those details. You can remove them.
Okay, again I need to log in Azure details.
Yes, you
Same.
definitely you need to log into your Azure account. Then you can remove
Yeah,
it.
Azure account I already log in, but I mean to say where I can get this option
In
actually.
subscription, check your
Subscription.
subscription. Under a subscription, whatever the subscription you have it right now, under that you will get.
Okay, okay, sure I will this subscription. Thank you, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Rohit, you can upload.
Hi, Ankit. After completion of this course, we can keep experience or can we attend for the interviews?
Sorry, can you please
After
repeat again?
completing of this course,
Hmm.
Azure course, how many years of experience we can keep minimum?
2.5 to 3 years of experience.
And after in this course, we'll get the project also.
Yes, if you might be see the course content, there is one project I have given in the last. It is mentioned in the course content also, and even I have informed previous sessions also. At the end of the training, we are covering one project also.
Okay. And it is
Hmm.
sufficient, right, for Azure for this? It will complete all the Azure DevOps concepts, right?
Yes, not DevOps. This is Azure admin training, not DevOps training.
Okay.
This is admin training, not DevOps training. So in this one, we are not going to cover anything about Azure DevOps.
Okay. If you want to learn about Azure DevOps means,
That's a separate batch which I have already started few days before at morning 7 a.m. I guess.
okay.
Azure
Can
DevOps
you
already
send me that
started.
link? I did not find anywhere in the upcoming batch.
That batch is already started. You can only join that particular batch if you're going to pay for that particular batch.
Okay.
I've already started that batch from 29th of August and till now 7 sessions has been happened till now.
Okay.
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 So if you want to join that particular batch, you can please email me. I'll share the payment link.
Okay.
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 Any more questions on Amit? Rahul, sorry, Rohit, sorry. Yes, Rohit.
Thank you.
Yes, Amit.
Sir, after creating the machine, actually we got a prompt of the normal user. Okay, so whatever we have created at the time of machine creation. So if we want to, fill in the
Your voice is not clear, Amit. Can you please
Oh,
repeat your
sir,
question again?
yes, I'm saying so after creation of machine, we got a prompt of local user, right? Dollar sign actually,
Yes,
right?
it's our Azure user.
Yeah, normal user, whatever we have created in the after that you log in with the normal user, right?
Correct.
Whatever if you want to switch to root user, so
We'll learn those things in our upcoming session when we'll come to this particular topic called Linux commands. In Linux commands, we learn those things. How we can switch from Azure user to root user.
secondly, sir, I think these are the demo session.
Yes.
So after demo session, so I think we need to register, okay,
Yes.
and pay accordingly. And so the same class will be repeated or
No,
will be
whatever we
reviewed?
have completed the topic, those things are not going to repeat again. The topics which we have completed, these topics we are not going to repeat. We'll continue with the flow. The demo session, it doesn't mean the demo session, whatever I'm teaching, this is wasteless. We are learning something. Okay, whatever the questions here, you can ask me.
Okay, sir.
Okay, these things, whatever we have learned, we are not going to repeat again. Okay. Any more questions, Amit, you have? Anyone have any more questions? Pani Raghavendra, you can please email me. I have received your email. I will check and I'll reply you to it. Anyone have any more questions? Okay. Look like no one has any more questions. So with this, I'm going to end the session here. In tomorrow's session, we will continue with our topic called Linux commands. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Yes, Mohammed, you have raised your hand.
Sorry to ask at the very last. The PPT you are displaying in every session. So once on your office portal, I have seen there were some session link, but there was no watch icon against them to watch them yesterday night, and also PPT was not there. So are you day by day?
Till yesterday's session, whatever the PPTs I have used, all are uploaded. Till yesterday's session. Till yesterday's session, we have used only 5 PPTs. All are uploaded. Today we have used 2 more PPTs, 6 and 7. That one I'm going to.
Okay, maybe when I seen at that time it was not available.
213 batch.
Mm.
This is 213 batch.
So there is no watch icon against. Okay,
Here is
because in first session there was a watch icon.
If you might, if you are in the WhatsApp group, we have
Sorry?
already shared the recording in the WhatsApp group also. We have
Okay.
uploaded that particular demo session recording in our YouTube. So we are sharing from there also to you guys.
PPT, where is the PPT actually?
PPT is only paid candidates can view that.
So I already paid actually.
So you can please log into our website and go to the dashboard. Here you will see one option called dashboard once you log into our website. Once you go to dashboard, you will see your under active courses, you will see your course for which you have paid. There you can access these notes also, you can access the recordings from there. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Clear? And you can download these notes. The PPTs which I'm using it, you can download in your local machine. So recordings, you can't download it, but PPTs you can download.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. And because just wanted to know, like maybe the AWS you or in real life, as per your experience, either Windows virtual machines are widely used or Linux virtual machines
Linux are widely used rather than Windows.
for security purpose or free also. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Sridhar. Sridhar,
Hi.
yes, Sridhar.
Yeah, at the end of our session, like, can you please guide us how can we deactivate or terminate whatever the resource groups or virtual machines we created?
In our previous session, we have already learned it to just delete your resource group.
Okay.
Just copy the name of the resource group, click on delete resource group, enter the name, click on it. Same way, system is creating one more resource group with the name network watcher RG. You can delete that. And previous session, I have informed till that time you're not getting the notification of delete. Don't close your browsers.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, Bright.
Okay, I want to find out something. Can we go ahead by creating our own Microsoft account?
Can we?
Did you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
So I said, can we go ahead to create our own Microsoft account so that we can be demoing while you're teaching, or we should wait yet, or how does it go? Should we have our own account so that while you're teaching, we can be demoing on it to
We have
learn?
already learned in previous session how to create a Azure account. Same way you can create a Azure account.
Okay.
In last session, if you check the last session recording, yesterday's session recording, the first topic which we have learned is how to create our Azure account.
Yeah.
So please follow those particular steps. With the help of that, you can create your account.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Thank you.